Tuturaw po umanong plano ang Estados Unidos at ilang maimpluwensyang grupo para patalsikin nga sa pwesto si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Yan ang ibinulgar na mag-asawang consultant ng CPP, NPA, NDF. Pero ang ilang eksperto duda sa pahayag ng mag-asawa. Umaaksyon si Hannibal Talete.
Bakas ang saya sa mukha ng mag-asawang Vilma at Benito Chamzon nang humarap sa isang forum ng mga guro at estudyante sa Pasig City noong Biyernes. Inimbitahan ang mag-asawang consultant ng CPP, NPA, NDF para talakayin ng peace talks. Ang tubong Pasig na si Vilma, hindi maiwasang maging sentimental habang inaalala ang pagtataguyod ng kilusang revolusyonaryo noong bata pa siya.
Masayang-masaya kami na muling nakabalik dito sa Pasig pagkaraan ng mahigit 30 taon. Ikinararangal ko pong ipaabot sa inyo na ako ay naging bahagi ng pagpupundar ng revolusyonaryong kilusan sa Pasig.
Tinalakay ng mag-asawa ang ilang isyu na napagkasunduan sa unang bahagi ng peace talks sa Oslo, Norway, gaya ng pagpapalaya sa mga political prisoner, pagtatapos ng armadong pakikibaka, tunay na reforma ang pang-agrikultura, pagbasura sa kontraktualisasyon at pagsuporta sa isang independent foreign policy. Pero kahit umuusad ang peace talks, alam ni Benny na may ilang magtatangkang pigilan ito.
May magandang prospect ang peace talks, pero tingin namin ay haharap ito sa maiigting na labanan at gitgitan. Pwedeng sa pag-igting ng mga labanan, ng mga paksyon, politikal sa bansa. Lalo na may lumulutang na ngayon na Aus Duterte Movement.
May kinalaman din dito umano ang Estados Unidos at ilang grupo ng mayayaman.
Alam namin na bago pa man mahalal si Presidente Duterte, ay may mga elemento na ng US government, mga ilang mayayaman at impluwensyang grupo sa Pilipinas na nag-uusap-usap kung paano hahadlangan, sabi nila, ang impluwensya ng kaliwa sa gobyerno.
Sinisikap pa rin ng News 5 na kunin ang panig ng Malacanang tungkol dito. Nauna nang sinabi ng palasyo na may ilang grupo ng mga Filipino-American ang nasa likod ng planong patalsikin ang Pangulo. Habang ang mismong Pangulo, sinabing mga makadilaw o malapit sa nakaraang administrasyon ang nagbabalak nito sa kanya. Para naman sa isang eksperto, mahirap patunayan sa ngayon ang pahayag ng mag-asawang Chamzon.
Yung mga ganyang kwento pang Cold War yan Yun yung panahon na talaga nakikialam ang Estados Unidos sa mga pulisya ng iba't ibang bansa. Uli ngayon, sa mamumuno ng bagong gobyerno, ang President Obama, sa mga susunod mga administrasyon, talagang hindi na nila ginagawa yan at masyadong maaga para sabihin na wala ng suporta ang Estados Unidos sa ating bansa.
Tumanggi muna magkomento rito ang AFP at si National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon. Naniniwala naman si Vilma na hindi tuluyang uusad ang bansa hanggat patuloy itong umaasa sa mga dayuhan kabilang narito ang mga Amerikano. Pero paglilinaw niya,
handa tayong makipag-ugnayan sa iba't ibang bansa, kabilang na ang Estados Unidos, pero ayon sa pantay at makatarungang mga batayan.
Baring kinondena ni UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon ang naging pahayag ni incoming President Rodrigo Duterte kaugnay ng extrajudicial at media killings sa bansa. Sa pahayag ni Ban sa UN Correspondents Association reception sa New York, inihayag nito ang labis sa pagkabahala sa mga pananalita ni Duterte. Umalma ang UN Chief partikular sa tila pagsusulong ng susunod na Pangulo sa extrajudicial killings dahil labag umano ito sa karapatan at kalayaan ng isang tao. Sa isyu ng media killings, patuloy raw nitong itataguyod ang karapatan ng mga mamamahayag sa bansa.
The United Nations recommended to the Philippine government to put an end to the rampant wave of extrajudicial killings it intensified a campaign against crime and the drug menace. The Philippine National Police reported yesterday that over 1,600 drug suspects have been killed, with 665 in legitimate police operations and the rest to vigilantes. UN expert Agnes Calamard said that the fight against the illegal drug trade doesn't exempt the government from its international obligations and does not protect it or its officials from responsibility on illegal killings. She added that Philippine government officials have a legally binding obligation to ensure the right to life and security over citizens of the country. President Duterte scored the UN for hitting his aggressive anti-drug campaign.
I urge De Lima to proceed with the investigation. And I would like to invite, there's somebody, sir, who told me there was this UN expert that Duterte is not doing enough, to come to the Philippines, have a conference to me in public. You can ask your questions, all that you want to know. But allow me to ask you also. You seem to be characterized as a UN expert. Fine. I'm just a simple trial lawyer. So why don't you come here and let's talk about what you are talking about. Extrajudicial killing, I will do the explanation in public for international release if you want. For the things that really happened during the criminals and the police in operations, punitive operations, police action, I am willing to answer all of them. And I said, I assume full responsibility for what happened because I was the one who ordered it. Now, my instructions at the very first day of my term was that go out and hunt for these criminals. Arrest them if they surrender peacefully. But if they put up a violent stand, then you just have to kill him. Because I do not want people in government dying needlessly for doing his work. Well, you will then be leaving behind a family and children. Now, remember today, we lost another policeman. On the average, on the national scheme, we lose about on the average, 2-3 police officers killed in drug operations. I want the law expert to come here and to count the numbers of deaths also incurred by government with his fingers to guide him how many deaths were caused. For the extrajudicial killing, they say, it's not the work of the police to be wrapping people with plastics and putting it in the bag. That is not the job of the police. I just told him that one bullet will do. Why do you have to wrap it? Waste your time. That is not. But we know at the start what we planted the intrigues there. I am just as, well, not really. I've learned a lot during my prosecution days. We planted evidence. We arrested persons, but we released them, but telling him that it was this person who squealed on him. And then we, when he goes out but killing, then we said that it was this fellow who really did it, who did you in. We first planted the intrigues so that we would know where they were, from where they came from. It was not until I was the favorite whipping boy of De Lima. She was for the longest time chairman of the Commission on Appointments, Philippines Republic. She was yakking. She never proved anything. When she became Secretary of Justice, she was yakking, accusing me. But she never also initiated any complaint, any accusation anywhere. She just simply loved talking in front of cameras and microphones. Now, she's conducting an investigation against, in the matter of judicial killings. And then she had the gall again to mention my name, Mayor Duterte, that's what I call me. My appellation is really Mayor. That's my nickname, so you call me Mayor. Do not call me President. I'm not used to it. I've been Mayor for 23 years. Just call me Mayor. I said, Mr. President Duterte, follow me as I start my probe. Good. Then we will have to include all. Your driver, all of the employees, Barlaan, and may I ask you, the name of the house in Pangasinan was named under the title was named in favor of under the sister of your driver. Where did she get the money? Tell me, where did your driver get the money to build such a good house? Can you show me their income? What's their business? And what is the wealth of your driver? He was the only one residing there all the time. And you, Senator De Lima, went there so many times. First during the house blessings, and on weekends you were with your driver. And everybody knows. The Department of Justice employees know about it. When you were the secretary of, or the chairman of the commission appointments, everybody in that agency knew about it. As if you're the only one.